Hi, good evening. Welcome. I believe we are all doing well. As soon as you come, you try to share the video so that others will also join and then we learn together. I'm going to share family's 30 years experience with chronic hepatitis B, and I believe it's going to go a long way to also encourage and motivate you. It's very important that we are able to learn from a lot of the things that we say here. You are our utmost interest, yes. So share as soon as you come. I want you to share so that somebody will also join us and then steady. It's gonna be brief, so we are not wasting so much time. But I would love that you just share for another person to, if you have any question too, you can also ask. In the next minute, I'm going to start. I'm trying to access the other pages from here and share on it so that others would also learn. Family's experience with chronic hepatitis B. It all started in some years back. Okay, so in 2004. In 2006, I was in the nursing training college, and a group of young, energetic guys who happened to be my mates, they came up with a foundation called Go AIDS Hepatitis B and Go AIDS Hepatitis Youth Alive Foundation. And actually, that was the first time I was actually hearing about hepatitis. I didn't know what it was. That was the first time I was hearing about it. And that was in 2006. So I joined this team and we traveled around the country, went to Kumasi and other places to actually, do free screening and other programs for some teacher training schools and others. So that was when I became aware that there was something called hepatitis and then hepatitis B in that regard. So as a result, as we left school, the people or the brain that was behind this organization, abandoned it. And it was one day I had failed an exam and I was thinking God hadn't dealt so well with me. I was lying in my room in Koforidia. By then I was doing my service. And then the idea came back to me that why don't you go and start the very thing that, your friends started and stopped. And this I'm saying was in 2010. So 2006, we had traveled around, they had abandoned the idea, I had also forgotten about it. And then as I was referred in the exam and I was lying down thinking God hasn't been so, faithful to me, the idea comes again. So I quickly put stuff together, I start again, and I had the opportunity to vaccinate a team of nurses at the Koforidia Nursing Training College. That was in 2010. So I started making noise about this whole hepatitis, not knowing apparently a very close relative, very close, had been diagnosed about some years back. So I go in there, now they know I'm a nurse and, I've started working on hepatitis B. So they have come to tell me their story. So I listened to them and it's like, okay, so what then can we do? And this person had lived with an infection for close to 12 years, even before I came into the scene. So I asked them how he got to know his status, and he said he had wanted to donate blood because he wasn't feeling sick. Nothing was wrong with him. He had wanted to donate blood for a wife who was pregnant, and then he got to know he had it. He went to the doctor. The doctor said he doesn't need medication and that there is no medicine he would take, and it was all because of the lack of information that was available on hepatitis B. Then I decided that, okay, if that is the case, then why don't I, have this idea and work on it to be the source of information to people who have tested positive for hepatitis B. This relative I'm talking about is a very close relative but I just don't want to mention name or we talk about the bond we share. And for 30 years now, he's doing very well. What he does is this. When he tested positive for hepatitis B, because of the lack of information, the family were introduced to all forms of herbal concoctions, plants and leaves and other things, which he was asked to boil and then drink. And then when he started doing that, he started having these severe pains on the right abdomen. So when I came into the scene, I asked him that, before you started taking this, were you having the pains? Then he said no. So apparently, you could see that there was build-up of toxins from this herbal concoction. You talk about herbal concoction use by hepatitis B patients, and people feel that herbs, like today what I read, a comment someone made, herbs are made by God, and why are we making it seem that it is bad? No. You see, even a lot of the drugs that the white brings to us are made of plants. They are of plant source. But the difference is that the quantity, the dosage, these drugs have been tested and the safety has been measured. So when you are using it, so there are some of them that they can even say that once you are having a liver condition, you can't use it. Because studies have been done on it to ensure how safe it is to be used in certain conditions. The issue about the herbal concoction is that you put these plants and leaves together and you boil them. Probably, you may need just a teaspoon. But here you are drinking 2 cups, 3 cups in a day. So assuming you just need just a teaspoonful, and then after the body utilizes that, the rest have become toxin in the body. That is the liver that has to get rid of it. That means that the virus is already burdening the liver, and this excess toxins from the herbal concoction that you have consumed is also putting some burden on your liver. And the toxins being present in your liver will increase the inflammatory process, which is already ongoing because of the virus that is there. If you don't have any liver condition and you are using herbal concoction, your liver is healthy to be able to, work on it. But even with that, there might be some kidney issues. And you see, these effects are not seen overnight. It takes quite some longer period before the effects of these herbal concoctions and stuffs are seen on your liver. I know a lot of you who are watching me or who will come across this video who attest to the fact that before you were diagnosed, you didn't have any abdominal pains. But when you were diagnosed and you started consuming a lot of these drugs, you started having abdominal pains. Because the liver in itself has got the ability to regenerate when it is hurting, and probably might not need you helping it with this herbal concoction, which rather might be putting burdens on your liver. Another reason is that even with those that have gone through the testing, the profile, liver function test and viral load, it's not everybody we are putting on treatment because the body in itself might have started doing the job of suppressing the virus. So you're having an undetectable level of the virus, your viral load is very low. We don't start you on treatment because prolonged use of those drugs also have a consequence on your kidneys too. So this evening, just as I share the story, I'll come up with some of this information to help you. So now I have come into the scene. This individual had lived with the disease for so many years, started taking herbal concoction, and started having abdominal pains. I come in and tell them that no, that is not the way to go. Get your viral load, get your liver function test, get your profile. And in those days when you did viral load, it could take close to a month and a half, 6 weeks before it comes. Now it's 2 weeks. In 2010 to 2011, when you did a viral load, it took quite some time and it was very expensive. So this person did the viral load, and then we realized that he was having undetectable level of the virus. So personally, I took him to a hospital. We saw a doctor who was quite knowledgeable about hepatitis B at the Koforidua Regional Hospital. And then he explained a lot of the things. And that was the day my life, I was motivated and encouraged to do more about hepatitis B. Because I noticed that there were people out there that were infected. So it was the doctor who even drew my attention to the fact that a lot of people are positive. So if it's something that I want to do, then I should do it very well. So that was where the motivation came. So from there, he educated us on the lifestyle modification. This relative of mine used to drink alcohol. He had to stop. He loved the chibom with all the meat. You know, when the wife cooks in there, because he's the man, he has to be given a bowl full of meat to enjoy, because he gave the chop money, as we call it. But he has to cut down all those things. Now his food was supposed to be fruits and vegetables. And for about 30 years now. So when I met him, he had already had the disease for some years, and then I came into the scene. So coming into the scene from 2010 to 2020 is 10 years. So that means he had had it. And you see, one thing that made me know that he's had the disease for over 30 years is that the mom passed out. And the description that he gave was that before the mom died, they said she had liver cirrhosis. That one he could remember. Then I went back to think that, okay, then probably he might have gotten the infection from his mom. That is why the mom developed complications of liver cirrhosis and passed out. So now that he knows his status, because the mom never knew that she had the condition, now that he knows his status, for 30 years now, 20 years, 30 years, currently he's about 52 or so. So you can say that for 52 years, if we assume he had the infection from his mom, he has been living. He's not on any medication, he's not taking any immune booster, he's not taking any liver supplement, he's not taking any antiviral drug. All that he's doing is that modification of lifestyle. Now, let me teach you some things that I have learned from him. When he wakes up in the morning and he wants to eat, he prefers to eat oats or wheat because of the cereals in it. He does that with little sugar and a little salt. He prefers to eat wheat bread instead of the flour or the white bread. Typically, his lunch, he's a lover of fufu. He will eat a lot of fufu with soup, plenty soup, and then dry fish. If he wants to take meat, he wants to go for the bush meat, the dry one, the very dry ones. That is what he eats. When he wants to get some supper, you know they call people, our people. He does a lot of the ampesi with the kontomire, the garden egg stew, but he makes sure he has enough vegetables in there. And after 5 o'clock, he will never eat. If after 5 and he's hungry, he will request for fruit. And every 6 months, when we go to do the liver function test, the viral load, the profile is still undetectable. The viral load, the liver function test is within normal. When we do the abdominal scan, the size of the liver is still the same. He's 52 years. He was diagnosed about 30 years ago. So what we are saying is that when you test positive for hepatitis B and you are diagnosed early without complications, it's a good news. You just have to adhere to advice. We talk about the fact that don't be jumping around looking for cure. Look, if a cure for hepatitis B comes today, all of us will be excited though. I don't sleep. If you notice, I respond to a lot of your messages midnight. When you are sleeping, me, I can't sleep. Because somebody will call and is crying, you go to bed and you can't even sleep. I'll be happy. I'll be excited. Don't let anybody deceive you that there is a cure. Come and take this medicine. Somebody took it and it worked. Please. Those things might be affecting your liver. So I'm encouraging you. How I see you. So I'm encouraging you that you need to stay safe. Don't be so naive for cure. I have a lot of clients who are 80, 70, 60 and they've never been on any medication. They are doing very well. It's all about lifestyle modification, taking care of yourself. This family, when they go to know their status, the wife got vaccinated, the children are all vaccinated and they are doing quite well. And he's one of the pillars of this organization. Every day he encourages me. He tells me that I should keep up the good work. He's on one of our platforms, and at times when people are talking about their experiences, he chats me back door and begins to laugh. So, my dear, when you test positive for hepatitis B, it is not a death sentence. Don't let anybody put fear in you. Take charge of your own health. Avoid the lifestyles that may seem to destroy your liver. Avoid exposure to chemicals. Eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. You need to stay healthy. Exercise. Not so vigorous, but exercise. Practice safe sex. When you get a sexual partner and you are not sure he or she has vaccinated, use a condom so that you don't infect other people. Educate yourself more. And forget about the people on radio and on TV. Seek the appropriate care. The issue is seek appropriate care. Even in the hospitals, it's not everybody who is knowledgeable about hepatitis B. So all you need to do is that when you go to one facility and you are not satisfied with the care that you have been given, you seek for advanced care. Let's say you go to a district hospital, you are not satisfied, you can go to a regional hospital. From there, if you are still not satisfied with the care that you are being given, you can go to a tertiary, request that you are referred to see a liver specialist. And I believe it will help you. A day is coming that all of us, we are going to be free from hepatitis B. Don't live in fear. Wake up and put yourself together. If it's about what to eat and what not to eat, pick our contact 0246 26 30 18, 0246 31 0663, 020 54 38 559. WhatsApp us, we will respond and teach you a lot of the food that you eat that will help you. There's no need avoiding any food. You need to eat well so that at the end of the day you are going to stay healthy. Nana, I see you. Yes, I see you, Nana. I hope you are doing well. So please, I just want you to be strong and stay healthy and forget about the people out there who are deceiving you for your money. I've read a lot of messages this dawn, and people are saying that they have spent, someone said, my sister has sold all her properties and bought drugs for me, but it didn't work. And now that I have met you guys, I don't have money to do the test, the necessary test that I'm supposed to do. These are some of the things that we are talking about. We are saying that save your money. This my family who has hepatitis B. He makes sure that every 6 months he has made funds available to go and do his basic labs. And that is all. He doesn't spend so much. But people will come to you, come and buy CGVT, come and buy. This one has antioxidants. You want antioxidant foods? Cabbage, carrot, turmeric. They are all antioxidants. So you don't need those things. They are expensive. Go to the market. Garlic, ginger, pepper, onion, shallot, all these things, they are antioxidants. So please, we'll meet again, same time tomorrow. Stay safe. I love you. Bye-bye.